Hello and welcome to day 34 of our Divi 100 marathon. In this video, I'll be talking about 5 ways you can make the Divi library work for you. So let's kick off this video with number 1. Before I go into the 5 ways the Divi library can help you make your life easier, I'd like to explain what the Divi library is. So when you build posts or pages, you can save these layouts into the library. You can access these whenever you want them or when you're working on any page. Okay, so now that we have that out of the way, let's move on to number 1. Save time with custom layouts. So say you have a specific layout like this and you'd like to save it. What you do is you go into the Divi builder right here, and then you can save this to library. So if I click save to library, you give it a name. So I'll call this a home page. So ideally, this is useful if you're building pages that are used over and over in your design process. So let's say, for example, you have a blog layout. Every time you post a blog, you'd like it to look similar to the ones that you've published. So you can have a template which you load every time you create your post, and that'll keep consistency throughout. Now you can see how this saves you time, because if you try to redesign the layout every single time, what you'll find is you'll forget for example, the font sizes that you've used or even the layout itself. So having that template is very, very important. Okay, let's move on to number 2, how to speed up the process with custom modules. So here I'm going to give you a quick example. So let's use this text module. So if I go into this text module and make some changes or some adjustments, like for example, here we have this font size at 42. So I'm going to change that to 44, and then I'm going to save and exit. To make things easier is to save it to the library. So here I can just save this to the library and then give it a name, and then I can save this to the library. So next time I need to use it, so I can just either just go into the modules, add from library, and then you can see it's right here, text module home. So these two now are going to look identical. Okay, so let's go to number 3. This is one of my favorite. Build websites faster with global modules. Global modules are very exciting because you can actually create a module, save it as a global, and then reuse it throughout the whole website. Let me show you how that works. So again, I'm going to go into this page. So I want to choose an area here, which I need to use across the whole website. So say I need to make this module a global module. So what I'll do is I'll just right click, save to library, and then I'll just give it a name. So for this one, I'll just put SSS because I can't remember what it looks like. But anyways, that will do for now. Now here's the thing, where it says here save as global, just click that checkbox and then save that to library. So now you can see the color has changed. So we can actually use this throughout the whole website with all its elements. So let's give that a try. Okay, so it's this section here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to the contact page and add it onto there. So I'll click on edit, add from library, and then you can see it's right here with the S's. So if I click on that, that's just going to take all the elements in there and just put them all in one place. So if I click update now and view the page, you can see now we have it there. Saving it as a global item makes it easier because all you have to do is just to apply it straight from the library. So this is a cool tip that you can use to speed up your workflow. Okay, so moving on, let's move on to number 4, provide consistent design with selective sync settings. Now selective sync is quite cool because what you can do is you can save either the general settings or the advanced settings of the module that you're working on. So let me show you how you could apply this. So in this example, I'm going to add a column, and we're going to insert the module post title. So here I'm going to disable most of these and just show the show title. So here, text orientation, I need that to always be centered, and I need the text to always be light because I'm going to use different color backgrounds. I think I'm happy with that. Now for the advanced settings, I'm going to have this with a black background, and then I'm going to just change this text to say 48. Everything else seems to be okay. So I'm going to save and add to library. Okay, so I'm going to call this 48. When I save this now, I need to exclude the background color and the size of the text, which is 48. But I need the general settings to be loaded every time I use this. So I'll deselect the include advanced design settings, and then I'm going to save and add to library like that. So let's do a quick preview. Okay, so you can see here we've got contact 2. It's got a black background. Okay, so let's create a new page and let's call this red. Okay, so what we need to do is to load that module that we saved. So to do that, I'm going to insert module, and then I'm going to add it from the library, because remember, that's where we saved it, and we saved it as 48. So I'm going to click on 48. But this time now, when I go into the settings, you can see the show title is already selected. Everything else is the way it is because we saved the general settings and not the advanced settings. So already this has saved me time to go through these every single time. So all I have to do now is to come into the advanced settings and then just change this background color, and I'll change this to 48 and I'm good to go. So I'll save this and exit, publish, and then we're going to do a quick preview. Okay, so we've got the background changed now. It's centered. So this is how you can use selective sync. So you can have a few pages that will have a different color background on the title. So selective sync is not only on the post title module, it can also be found on all the modules that we have within Divi. So I'll just show you one quick example. So I'm going to insert modules here, and I'm going to choose, say, the audio module. So if I save to library, you can see we have all the settings here. So it can be used pretty much throughout all the modules on Divi. Okay, so we're on the fifth and final tip. Reuse your work by exporting and importing. Now, this is really cool. So if you're a designer and you design quite a few websites, you may notice that there is a trend in your designs. So maybe your footers seem to look pretty much the same. So what you can do is you can actually save that footer and import it onto the website that you're designing. So let me show you how you do that. So if you come here to Divi and you go to Divi library, this is where all your modules are saved, and also layouts. So this is pretty cool. You can actually choose the ones that you need to export into the website that you're building. So the last one that we did was 48. So you can actually click on that and then click on import and export. So in this case, we need to export. So I can choose this, only export selected items, and then I can export this. So all you have to do now when you open the other website that you're building, obviously with Divi installed, all you need to do is to click import, and then you need to choose the file. And this is right here, the one that we just downloaded, import it, and you're ready to use it. And oh, by the way, I also mentioned briefly that it's also used for layouts. So you can see here, it's got modules, it's got sections, and you also have layouts. So here, this homepage layout can actually be exported and be used on other websites. So as a designer, you can see why it is very, very important for you to be able to save elements or save pages which you can use in other websites or in the same website that you're building. This makes your workflow much, much easier. It makes you save a lot of time, because when it comes to design, time is money. And this is why Divi is one of the most powerful themes out there that helps you build your websites. So I hope these 5 things have helped you. If you like this video, give us a thumbs up. And also follow us on our social media platforms, because we are going to be releasing more of these videos to help you or give you more tips on how to design your websites. So thanks for watching, and see you in the next video.